our Destiny at Sea Feng Shui Forecast Top 1. And now please welcome our host tonight, Grandmaster Raymond Lo. A round of applause.
Hello, welcome. Good evening. So I'm from Hong Kong. So I try to say one word, Martin down before. So do you believe in fortune telling? So I'm a fortune teller. I'm a feng shui consultant. So I have been teaching a lot of students. They also become feng shui consultants. I have many Philippine students as well. So every year I make some forecasts about the coming year. How do we make forecasts? So the most important thing is the Chinese believe everything made up of 5 basic elements: metal, fire, water, earth, and wood. So it's like this. So to understand how to do forecasts, so actually the basic idea is very simple. All you need to understand is the interaction of the 5 elements. So why? Because the whole universe is made up of 5 kinds of energy, including human being, including our life, our destiny, everything that happens around us is actually can be understood through the interaction of the 5 elements. So this is the most important cycle, which tells you the 5 elements will give birth to each other. The one on top is the birth cycle, saying fire produces earth, earth produces metal, metal produces water, water produces wood, and wood generates fire. And then we have the opposite relationship, which is the cycle of destruction, which is quite easy to remember. So like everybody knows, water put off the fire, and fire melts the metal. And metal cuts down the tree. Metal is an axe, cuts down the wood, which is representing a tree. And then wood stops the earth from moving. If you have landslide, you need to plant more trees, so the wood will grow inside the earth to hold the earth firm. And earth will stop water from flooding. So that's actually common sense. So after you understand this, there's one more thing you need to know, is the Chinese calendar. Because the Chinese calendar is quite different from the Western calendar we use. Western calendar, next year is 2019, just a number, has no meaning. But Chinese calendar means elements. So every year, the Chinese calendar tells you what element is coming to affect the whole world. So therefore, if you know the elements, then you will understand how they interact with each other, and then you will understand how the element will affect your life. Why? Because our life is also represented by our birthday. And in our birthday, if you translate your birthday into the Chinese calendar, you will see what element you are composed of. So the Chinese calendar is like this. So there are 22 Chinese characters. So that's why to learn this subject, all you need to learn is just these 22 characters. As long as you can understand the Chinese calendar, therefore you can understand your life, understand your destiny. So each year, the Chinese year is represented by 2 characters. So like 2018. What year is 2018? Year of the dog. But what element is the dog? It is earth element. The year of the dog, 2018, is earth on top of the dog. So we have 2 characters in the Chinese calendar. Why? Because we have 2 kinds of influence from the universe. The character on top we call heavenly stems. And heavenly stem means energy coming from heaven, coming from beyond the earth. So, and we are standing on earth, so we have another energy which is called earthly branch, so which is the top. So therefore, for example, 2018, what do you see? A lot of earth disasters, a lot of traffic accidents, because the element affect the world is earth. And also, there's a lot of incidents happening in the mountain. A mountain is big earth. For example, you remember there are 17 Thai boys. They went to picnic and they gone inside the mountain and disappeared. And they get rescued. So therefore, there are a lot of big events happening around the world is because of the influence of earth over earth. And earth over earth, what are earth over earth? Friends. So earth standing on earth. So therefore, that is why we also have some peaceful solutions. For example, Donald Trump made peace with Kim Jong-un, with North Korea. So this happened because we can understand from the element representing the year. So then every year, the new element comes to affect the world. So when will the year of the pig arrive? Anybody know? So actually, the Chinese New Year is February the 5th, but the year of the pig, normally, we don't wait for the Chinese New Year to come. Usually they arrive on February the 4th, because it's the arrival day of spring. So once the arrival of day of spring comes, the animal year already starts. So therefore, the coming year, 2018, 2019, we move forward. This is the top last year. We move forward, and then that is the year of Earth Pig. So that will be affecting the world from February the 4th, 2019. So first, based on these two Chinese characters, we can have a deeper understanding of what kind of energy will be affecting the world. The first on top is the earth element, and this is yin earth. Yin earth actually compared with last year, which is yang earth. So what's the difference? So 2018, yang earth means a big mountain. A big mountain will give you a lot of pressure. A lot of forceful things happen. So it's quite turbulent year, 2018. Many severe people pass away, and many natural disasters, earthquake. But 2019, now we come to yin earth. Yin earth is a lady. We call Mother Earth. Yin earth, the difference is, it is representing the garden, the earth of the garden. So therefore, the garden usually you go to relax, you will enjoy. So that's why on the outside, yin earth will give you a more peaceful year. But the earth stands on water. The water does not give a strong foundation to the earth. So that means actually the peace is only on the surface. So we have superficial, peaceful year, but unfortunately the peace is not supported by strong foundation. So below the earth is water. So that's why we have water disasters coming. So you have seen we have tsunami already. So actually the influence of the year of the pig has been with us since November. Because November is also the month of the pig. So therefore, we in the past months, between November and December, what happened already reflect the energy of the earth pig. So for in Chinese culture, the pig is represented by this figure. So what is this figure? This is a very famous character in the Chinese novel called Traveling to the West. And this is a story about the Chinese monk go to India to bring back Buddhist religion to China. And he is escorted by a famous guy, which is the monkey god. Most of the people know monkey god. But there's another escort, he is the pig. We call Chu Bak Gai or Chu Ba Jie. So this is the pig is famous to be cunning and clever pig. So therefore, it has the meaning of deception. So therefore, you see, that's why I put down this pig. And because the pig can cheat you, so that's why we call deception, meaning So that's why in general, the pair of elements tells you on the outside, the ear will be peaceful, but this piece is not supported by solid foundation, and there are a lot of deceptions. On the outside, the people look nice, but inside they try to cheat you. So therefore, be careful of being cheated. Particularly, we have a lot of crime of cheating people on the internet. On Facebook, you get requests and they are fake. Okay, so now we look more carefully about this pair of elements. So we can, before we look at the list of predictions I made for 2019, so I will let you refresh your memory about what happened in the past 2 months, because actually the influence of the pig is already quite reflected in what we experienced since November. So first thing, we have earthquake, Alaska earthquake, quite serious. And then we have earthquake off Taiwan, November 25, earthquake in Iran. Just yesterday, before I come to Manila yesterday, I hear the news there are earthquake in Iran as well as in Indonesia. And also, there are water-related problems. Ukraine and Russia has a clash at the Black Sea on November 25. And then, of course, there is war between China and USA about a trade agreement. On the outside, they are having peaceful talks, but then all of a sudden, the Chinese CFO get arrested. So that's why, again, this reflects the spirit of 2019. On the outside, they look peaceful, but inside they are fighting. So therefore, the Huawei CFO was arrested, and also the stock market fluctuated a lot. Suddenly, the Dow Jones Industrial Average goes down, and then it comes up. So then, of course, in Europe, it's not that peaceful. In Paris, we have the protest, people wearing yellow color. And of course, we have tsunamis in Sunda Street in December. And then we also have the swine fever, quite coincide with the coming of the year of the pig. So therefore, these are actually reflecting the nature of 2019. On the outside, there are peaceful talks, but inside there are a lot of tense and turbulence. Okay, so therefore, every year I use this pair of elements to make forecasts. This is the list I make out for every year. It has been quite accurate. So like what I forecast for this year is based on the interaction between the two elements. First thing is in earth on top of water. So therefore the earth is weak because it is not have a solid foundation. So therefore we have earthquakes and of course mining disaster. Mining disaster means the earth falling down. And then we have on the outside, there is peace on the outside, superficial, but actually underneath is cheating. There's terrorist activity. So underground attacks. So of course we have the pig, which is the sea. So therefore there are more disasters related to the sea. And then why air also has disaster? Because the pig clashes with the snake, and the snake is fire. So therefore this year there are two animal classes, fire and water. So that's why we have air, sea accident. And then the pig. So if you are born in the year of the pig, so this year you encounter pig, we call self-penalty. That means you are punishing yourself. That means you will have worries and trouble. So therefore, for people born in the year of the pig, you have to be more careful. So we recommend people to carry the pendant of a tiger in the year of the pig. And so, also the pig, in Chinese culture, where we send this pig, which is famous for being cheating, a cheating kind of pig. So therefore, in the year of pig, we have more crime related to deception. And also, this pig is a little bit fancy about sex, so therefore we have sex scandals. And then we say the yin earth is actually more peaceful kind of earth. It is a female, so it is a mother earth. So what is a mother earth related to us? So it means the science of nature. So that's why a lot of famous scientists, scientific development happened in the year of yin earth. We can name a lot of famous scientists, people like Da Vinci, you know Da Vinci, an artist as well as a scientist, people like Beethoven, George Michael, this kind of famous people. And also yin earth is a famous politician, like the most familiar guy is Obama, he's yin earth. Donald Trump is also yin earth. Lincoln, President Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln is also yin earth. And Charles Darwin, also another famous scientist, is also yin earth. So that's why it's related to natural science. And then yin earth people usually quite nice and kind. They appear to be intellectual, humanitarian, and they care about the environment because it's the Mother Earth nature. And then because of the pig clash against the snake, and the snake is like a long animal, it's like a train. So therefore there will be more problem related to the train. And then because the snake is fire, fire is electricity and power, so therefore for power outage clash against the pig. So therefore we have water related disaster, which is like flooding, sunken ground, mining disaster. We already see tsunami happening. And then when we talk about health problem, because this year we have no fire element, because we are into the cycle of a few years when the fire is disappearing. And the fire in our body is related to heart and blood circulation. So that's why actually in the past 2 months we see a lot of senior people pass away. It's because they are lacking fire. Because fire is the blood circulation, their energy, when the energy goes down, so therefore our health, our body function also is affected. So that's why for this year, for people, particularly people born in winter, normally there is a weak fire in your elements. So that's why it's necessary to take health supplement to support blood circulation and the heart. So this is quite important because it affects everybody's health. So therefore we have a health problem of the heart, blood circulation. Why diabetes? Because diabetes is related to earth element. Diabetes is a problem of pancreas, and pancreas in Chinese medicine is earth. Earth is getting weak, so therefore we will have more diabetes case. And AIDS, HIV is also a fire problem because it's related to blood circulation. Diarrhea is a weak stomach, also because the earth is weak. So these are also derived because the earth and fire is getting very weak. And then one more thing is we have more issues related to homosexual kind of problem. So why is something related to 2019? Because Earth itself is a neutral element. So we have 5 elements. Water, fire are opposite element. And then we have metal and wood are opposite element. But Earth is a neutral element. There's no opposite to Earth. So that's why, because of this, a lot of homosexual people happen to be born on the day of yin Earth. So for example, a few names I mentioned already, they are actually homosexual. For example, like Da Vinci. Do you know Da Vinci is homosexual? So George Michael is famous for being homosexual, and they are Earth people. So Michelangelo, this kind of people, so they are yin Earth people. Yin Earth people, that's why it's related to homosexual issues. And then now we come to talk about the stock market, the economy outlook. So actually there's a theory of the 5 elements.
So which element gives you happiness? Actually, fire gives you happiness. For example, you wonder why the Chinese people usually use red color for happiness, because red color represents fire. So therefore, normally, fire brings confidence and happiness to people's feeling. So because of this, so we have observed a fire year, normally the stock market goes up. So actually that's quite correct. If you look back the history in the past 20 years or so, when is the last financial tsunami? It's 2008. And that is a year of water. That's a year of the rat. Because water is exactly opposite to fire. Fire means happiness, then water means fear. So that's why when we are into a water year, usually the stock market will go down. When we are into a fire year, usually the stock market goes up. If you look at the Chinese calendar, it's very easy to see. So that's why if you are interested to examine the stock market or to play with the stock market, so it's very good to learn this subject. So the last financial tsunami happened in the year of the rat, 2008, which is very powerful water, which brings fear to people. And then we have strong recovery of the stock market when the fire year returned. When the fire year returned, 2013, that is the year of the snake. And from 2013 to 2017, we have a lot of fire years. So that's why we have seen the stock market goes up very high. But since 2018, it's the year of the dog. And what is the year of the dog? The year of the dog represents autumn. That represents October. October is the month fire entered the grave. So that's why this is predicted. So I'm not only saying it after it happened. I am saying it actually when I do the New Year talk for last year, 2018. I predicted October the stock market will go down. So exactly this happened. So therefore, based on this theory, this year 2018 is the last year we have fire. So from 2019 onward, we have a few years, fire totally disappeared. So that's why we say if you are lacking fire, you will be coming up with health problems related to blood and related to heart, that kind of problem. So for people who play in the stock market also will face that kind of problem because the fire is going away. So that's why we will see the economic outlook will be weak because of absence of fire. Because absence of fire, people have less confidence about the economy. So therefore, you can, for people who play in the stock market, has to be more careful, particularly in the second half of 2019. First half of 2019, there will be a small boom because we also look at the monthly influence. The first 2 months of 2019, like February and March, the stock market will go up. But after that, you have to be careful. So therefore, we also talk about what kind of industry will do better. So this is purely based on the logic of the 5-element cycle. Earth industry will do well. Why? Because we have the year of strong water coming. This is the year of strong water. So therefore, earth conquer water means if you are in property business, you still see some money next year. So you can still perform well. Earth is property, mining, that kind of industry. And then wood industry will do well because wood conquer earth. Next year we still see some earth, so therefore you still see some money. So that's why I will put earth and wood as the kind of industry will be doing better. What is wood industry? Wood industry is like anything to do with paper, environment, plants, that kind of industry is wood. The industry not doing so well will be water and metal industry. Because water conquer fire, fire is the money to water, and this year there's no fire. So therefore, water industry, you cannot see money. Metal industry sees wood as money. Next year, the wood is hidden. So therefore, again, this not doing so well. So this is the overall picture. So you can observe from the pair of elements. Of course, I have a lot of evidence to support this kind of saying. So I can show you, for example, so this is a picture which was appearing in the news magazine, which says China usually have big changes every year ending with 9. So therefore, in 1949, China was born. People's Republic of China was born. 1959, so therefore there's unrest in China. Dalai Lama escaped to India. And also very famous event in 1989, Tiananmen Square incident. So therefore, so you can see this is a list. I don't go into detail. Every year, ending with 9, China has some changes. And how will China behave in this year 2019? So you know Xi Jinping is the year born in the year of the snake, and he's under clash. So therefore, for the year of the pig, for people who are born in the snake, they are under clash. Under clash means they have a lot of changes and challenges coming up. Usually we recommend people born in the year of the snake to carry a tiger to try to reduce this clash. So we will go into more detail about each animal sign. So these are people born in a day of Yin Earth, so that reflects their character. Usually they are politicians, like Obama, Donald Trump, George Clooney. They are careful about the humanitarians. They are care about the world. A lot of them are scientists, like Charles Darwin, Da Vinci. So these are scientists. And famous President Lincoln. This is nature of Yin Earth. So Yin Earth is weak Earth, so that's why it's related to earthquake and tsunami. So this is the big tsunami happened in 2004, which happened to be a Yin Earth day. Yin Earth day sitting on wood. Wood attacks Earth. So this is because in the Chinese calendar, every 60 years, the calendar repeats itself. So that's why when we look at 2019, we also go back to 60 years ago to see what happened exactly in the same earthquake year 60 years ago. So therefore, we have found a lot of examples of earthquake. These are earthquakes happened in 1959. And then this is just happened in December in Indonesia, the tsunami. You can see the tsunami happened because the earth is quite weak. There's the earth, it's an earth here, but no fire at all. A lot of water surrounding the earth, wood attacks the earth, no fire to support earth. So this is usually the sign of earthquake. And because the water is so strong, so there's a tsunami. So therefore, this is actually when in the Chinese calendar, if you look at the year, month, day, and hour and translate them into elements, and you can actually see what happened. When you apply this to a person's birthday, you will see the first fortune of the person. So therefore, this is actually itself a very interesting subject. I have 2 more talks to explain how we can see career, health, and marriage by just looking at birthdays. So this is a guy who died in the tsunami. So he was one of the band bass guitar player. He's a guitarist. You can see he's exactly born on the day of Yin Earth hit. So therefore, he's a weak Earth. He's afraid of water. So that's why he died in water on that day of tsunami. So therefore, actually, 60 years ago in 1959, we see a lot of water disasters. These are what I found out in the internet. These are big water
disaster in 60 years ago. Mining disaster also happens 60 years ago. So this air disaster, airline crash. In China also not restful. 60 years ago, 1959, there's a Tibetan uprising. And we go back further, 60 years ago is Boxer Rebellion. So these are all examples. So now we look at people who are born in the day of Yin Earth. Like Donald Trump is a Yin Earth guy. So will he do well next year? So actually he is not good in 2018 because he is a strong Earth. He doesn't like Earth. So therefore 2018, very strong Earth, that means he has a lot of enemies. So then if he survives 2018, so it looks like 2019 is better for him because he likes water. So therefore it looks like he will have good year coming because 2019, 2020, these are all water year, favorable for him. But of course 2018 not yet finished, so therefore he has still 1 month to go to survive 2018. So these are Yin people. So these are, you can see, we define people by the day they are born. The day they are born is Yin Earth. Yin Earth. Okay, so now we look at individual animals. So for 2019, the people the most affected is the pig and the snake. Because if you are born in the year of the pig sees the pig means offending the year. So therefore, it means a year you have to be careful. So that is why we recommend you to carry a pendant of a tiger. Because a tiger is a good friend to the pig. So therefore, when you carry a tiger, the pig will not come to clash against you. So another pet animal, snake and pig are the most affected. Both need to carry a tiger. And pig is called self-penalty, also need to carry a tiger. Supposed to be a better relationship animal in the year of the pig is the rabbit, the goat, the tiger, and the horse. And for people born in the year of the rat, next year you will have romance, peach blossom, it's easy to encounter opposite sex. And then for people born in the year of the snake, they are under clash. Under clash means a lot of movement and changes. So that's also called traveling horse. And this, the last one is the best. So for people who are born in the year ending with 6 and 7, so next year is a nobleman year. A nobleman year means that year will make your life much more smooth. You encounter very helpful people. And then, so that usually is the good star we are looking for. So for people born in the year of ending 6 and 7. So therefore, if you have a nobleman, usually it makes your life much easier and smooth in that year. So therefore, the important animal to watch out is the snake, the pig, and they both need to carry a tiger. So these are pig. You can see the Canadian Prime Minister is a pig. So therefore, he is not in good relationship with China now. This is the football soccer star. So you can see he is born on the day of pig. So therefore, that is penalty. We call next year you will have penalty, that means he has set scandal. So because the day pillar represents the house of spouse. So therefore, if you have penalty in the day pillar, usually you have problem in sexual area. That means a bad relationship with your wife or some kind of scandal. So he already in trouble. He was found to have scandal related to homosexual activity. And then, so these are people born in year of pig. So Kim Jong-un is behaving better in 2018 because we consider him as a weak metal person. So the 2018, the strong earth element is helpful to him. But 2019, the water is his
his lofty element. We can say he become rebellious again. So therefore, we may not see the peaceful talk with USA will be so smooth. So therefore, there will be some challenges in his relationship with Donald Trump. Okay, so now we have mentioned the Chinese President Xi Jinping is a snake. So therefore, it's under clash. So that's why he has problem with USA now. But this will be one whole year of clash. Will mean he has to face a lot of challenges. But fortunately, so he has nobleman. The pig is his nobleman, and he is in 63-year-old. He is in the luck of nobleman. So that means nobleman will help him to solve the problem. So that means during this 2019, China will face a lot of challenges. May have to surrender something to USA, but they will overcome because he has nobleman. So the year is not too bad. This is the French president. He's a snake. So that's why you see he's under clash. So that's why a lot of protests coming up in France. This is a snake. He is a snake. So his nut is not very strong. Okay, so people who have snakes are like Angelina Jolie. She has 2 snakes. That's why she has a tattoo of a tiger on her back. Is to protect her against this clash. So even Ivanka Trump, Donald Trump's daughter, is under clash next year, so may disturb her relationship with her husband. This is her husband. Okay. So now I think we have to also look at some. If you are interested in business, we also can look at the fortune of some business people. This is, for example, we say next year, for people who are lacking fire element, you have to be careful because it affects this part of your body. Because next year the earth is weak, the earth is stomach, so therefore you have to be careful about stomach problem and also heart problem. And also next year it has a lot of water, so rheumatism. So I show you some example of how they affect people's health. So who is this guy? This is a very famous guy, Microsoft's partner. So it is Bill Gates' partner. He just died. Why he died? Because he's lacking fire. You can see he's a water person born in winter. Therefore he has a lot of water. Therefore when there is fire, he's doing very well. He make a lot of money. 34, 44, these are doing very well. 54, still some earth, it's still helpful. 64, no more fire. And the metal make the water too strong, therefore he died. So that's why for people who are lacking fire, you have to be careful about such problems. So and he died of blood problem. Hodgkin's lymphoma is a blood disease. It's some kind of blood cancer. Okay, so this is a famous Chinese CFO of Huawei. So why she get in trouble? Because of no fire. Because you see she is a very strong wood, born in wood month. This is year of water, 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 wood, wood. Too much water and wood, no fire at all. So that's why she was get into trouble in the winter of 2018 because the water coming, fire goes away. So therefore, as long as there's no fire, she's in trouble. But the fire comes back in February, so hopefully February, she may have chance to get free. And so he also has trouble. He has a concert in Hong Kong and suddenly he has to cancel all the concerts. Why? Too much water, no fire. You can see he is a strong water person with a lot of metal supporting water and very little fire. So fire is his energy. So suddenly when he sings, he uses energy and then he lost all his energy. So therefore he has to stop singing. So that's why this shows you the lacking fire in the coming year. may pose a lot of problem for people whose 4 pillars misfire. So therefore, to make sure you are not into that kind of trouble, the best thing is to look at your chart, your 4 pillars, look at your element to see whether you need fire or not. So this is talking about the stock market in the future years. So this is actually the curve is made by a very famous guy, D.W. Gan. D.W. Gan actually used elements to make this kind of forecast. And you can see the curve is going down. This is up to 2020. So the curve is not going up. So it's quite consistent with our theory that the fire going down, the stock market goes up. That is it. Okay. So finally, I also mentioned next year the bad position is southwest. Southwest is number 5 is usually the position we have to watch out. So this you can go home and then you can see where is the southwest of your house. If you check, it so happen you are sleeping in the southwest of your house. So the most important thing is to put up a metal wind chime. So this is to help you to protect against this bad energy for 1 whole year. So there are 2 positions you need to be careful about this year. Southwest is the misfortune number 5. Northeast is the sickness. So that's why if you are sleeping in the northeast of your house, also you need to put up 6 metal bonds. If you are sleeping in the southwest of your house, or your door is opening at the southwest of your house, you make sure you put a metal wind chime. So these are very little things, but if you put up, maybe it has helped you to avoid a big misfortune coming in the year. Okay, so I think that's about the most important thing I want to point out in the coming year 2019, and thank you for listening. So I have, if you are interested in this subject, I have 2 more talks tomorrow. So one is talking about health, which is actually quite important for everybody. Another one is talking about how can you decide your career. So if you are careful about choosing career for your children, for your self. So therefore, actually tomorrow, we actually have more detailed discussion. So I welcome any kind of questions. From the floor. So I think that's about all. So these are actually people who may be doing better next year. So next year is because of the water, it favors people who are born in the day of weak wood and or born in the day of strong metal. So they are not doing well in 2018, but they will improve in 2019. Okay, so thank you very much. I think, so if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. So thank you. So see you again.
To our Grandmaster Raymond Lo. And please be informed, we also have personal consulting happening tomorrow 5 to 7 p.m. only. So if you want to do your own consulting, you can just proceed to our activity center, book your own time. And also tomorrow at 11 a.m. we also have another talk, Understand the Career and the Money by 4 Pillars of Destiny. And at 3 p.m. to 3:45 we have the third talk, which is Understand Health and Marriage by 4 Pillars of Destiny. We are looking forward to see you again. Thank you.